Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman. It's been over 1 long year watching movies bad, strange, and weird. Commandeered by Michael. Hi, this is Carl. I'm Mike's friend. I wrote this song. My turn-ons are French poodles, Chinese noodles, and German strudels. You should follow me on Twitter. It's Jokes to Carl. That's the French duh, not the duh. Now let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Michael
Yeah, wow. Welcome to LWAFLMOYT. Yes, welcome to LWAFLMOYT. Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman and Carl. Hey, Carl, how are you, buddy?
All right, good. Thank you very much. I'm ready to watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman.
Mike Spiegelman. What are you doing? All right, so right here is... We're on mutinyradio.fm, as we are every Sunday. We stream here first. You can go ahead, type in mutinyradio.fm, and listen. Just press a listen now. You're probably listening now. You can make a whole afternoon of it. We are part of a great Sunday afternoon showcase. Found Around Sound with Scotto just concluded after our show, Ugly Sunday. So what a day. Make it a day. But we're on 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We also have a YouTube channel where the movie we're going to watch will be synced with our conversation. We want you to listen. We also have a podcast, so you can listen to us Sunday night. Just subscribe to that acronym you heard up front, LWAFLMOYT, and you got it. Basically, we want to watch a movie with you, so we want you to go to YouTube, turn the sound off, and watch a full-length movie with us while you listen to our podcast. You could also just go to the YouTube channel, LWAFLMOYT. And as always, donate to our station, Mutiny Radio. Go to Venmo and donate at Mutiny Radio. Set no substitutions. Carl, what is the movie today?
Today we will watch Things to Come, 1936. Things to Come, 1936. That's what you put in the YouTube search engine. The channel we like, it's like Things to Come Public Domain Movies. The channel's weird. It is 2, I'm talking about the number, MI3. So if you search for Things to Come, there's lots of choices. Some have ads. Pick this one or you won't be in sync with us because there's criteria.
Those ads have different times. And again, we want you to look for Things to Come on YouTube and not Pornhub. Just saying that. If you go to RedTube and type in Things to Come 1936, I warned you. Don't do that.
Those things will come, but it won't be our movie.
Not our movie. But our movie is Things to Come 1936. Has public domain in the title, but you just type in Things to Come 1936 and you will find the channel 2MI3.
2MI3. Number 2, number 3, letter M, letter I. 2. How many channels are going to even look like that? You'll find it.
You'll find it. It's up there. So hit pause. Go ahead and click the link. But when it starts, hit pause, move the timer to 000. We are going to press play at the same time. And to do that, and to give you some time to get yourself ready, Carl has spoken to a celebrity comedian. I haven't heard this yet. I can't wait to hear it. Carl, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Celebrity Countdown, this time with Derek C. Quadfather. Welcome, Derek. So, Derek, we got to know each other through Compound Media, through your podcast, Backyard Boys, and we'll get to it. But I wanted to ask you about your name, Quadfather. Now, you're quadriplegic. Tell us about that. Tell us what happened and how you got this name.
I made a huge mistake, so that's how I ended up here. But I guess I could tell you the complete story is on Labor Day 10 years ago, I was out at the golf course having a good time. I played a lot of golf, had many shots of whiskey, drank many a beer. Then I went to a family get-together party at my parents' house. And I got home and I decided to go for a swim because my parents have an above ground pool. The reason I wanted to go for a swim was mainly because I was a little out of it, a little drunk, and I thought possibly cold water might liven me up, make me feel good. Yeah, flip the switch exactly. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it was worth a try. A super hot day, September 1st. And then I went out there and I was swimming around in this above ground pool, and my drunk mind said, hey, why don't you climb up the tree that's right next to the pool?
Uh-huh.
And so I climbed up in the tree and decided to attempt a flip out of the tree into the pool.
Okay.
So I'm standing up there on the limb and I'm saying to myself, maybe I shouldn't do this. Drunk mind, I went ahead and went for it. And somehow I just completely cased it and landed right, neck first, right on the bottom of the pool.
Okay, now you're in the water, right? So you were in danger because if you're having this problem, how did you get out of the water?
Okay, so I case it, I land in the bottom of the pool, I feel the back of my neck hit the bottom of the pool, I'm wide awake, and I realize that my arms and legs aren't working.
Yeah.
So at that point, panic sets in, and I can move my hands a little bit like that. So I know where the ladder is, so I'm trying to swim over to it, but my attempts are pretty much in vain. And underwater, sitting there drowning, like 1 million thoughts go through your mind at that point. So yeah, I pretty much realized that I was dead, and I was. No one was down there by the pool. I did this by myself completely.
Right.
So there was no one watching me do it. I just did it just to do it.
And so what, you got to the ladder eventually, though?
That I was close to the ladder, and so where I started was completely across the pool. So apparently, I was pretty out of it, but apparently I almost got to the ladder, so I could, at least pull myself up and try to get out of the water, get my nose or mouth or something out of the water.
Okay.
But I didn't make it. So there was that point. I realized it was over. I was wide awake up to the point where I drowned. Yeah. And my luck is that my stepdad, who was up there, up at the house eating dinner, decided out of the blue to go put chemicals in the pool.
That is luck.
Well, it might be a God thing, a divine intervention, something along that line. So he's sitting there eating dinner, decides to come put chemicals in the pool, comes down there, finds me, sees that I'm drowned. I was blue, purple. I was pretty much gone. And then my mom, who used to be a nurse, they pulled my stepdad and my mom pulled me out of the pool. My mom gives me CPR.
Wow.
The ambulance shows up, flies me to, St. Charles and Bend, and they put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
So we're mentioning Oregon, just so people are in context with this hospital and this area. And you used to be quite an outdoorsman out there, but you still hunt, you said. How do you go about hunting, and what do you hunt?
Just deer and like birds, grouse. I don't know if you know what a grouse is. They live up in the mountains. They're like a game bird, upland game bird.
Okay.
But in Oregon, you can drive around with the disability tag. You can drive around and hunt on dirt roads. So you could shoot out a window of a vehicle, hunt deer.
Gotcha. So you do a drive-by on Bambi.
Exactly.
Okay, now we got to know each other through Backyard Boys. I love that name, by the way. And this is a podcast that's very fresh. It's only about 2 months old now. You've got like a whole cast of characters on there. How did this thing come together, and how do you manage like so many personalities at once, people talking over each other, because you guys do a good job with it.
Yeah, that's the main thing is you just you try to have timing. Most shows that you've been on Gino's show in Hot Water. Most of the people that are on our show are avid watchers of that show, or Compound Media in general, I should say. Most of them are old Opie and Anthony fans from, obviously that's been around forever. But yeah, it's the same thing because, you got a wild man like Gino who talks over you back and forth. You just have to get in, get your spots and try to make it work. So everyone's kind of aware how that works, just trying to get in a spot. You have to have a little bit of patience and you got to wait. But sometimes we talk over each other, but it's all, someone tries to stop. You work it out.
When I was on your show, I was noticing how now there were some times in which people were talking over each other, but but one of them would defer to the other. One of them would back off right away, like when they heard it coming. I guess you got some practice, doing that, because I was impressed with. Were there 6 people? I mean, I was impressed with how many. Oh, and there was this secret person, a behind-the-scenes producer person. How he seemed to like check every level and. What is he? Air traffic control there? Who is this guy, and how come he's not on air?
Yeah, well, he just prefers not to be on air. He's horribly disfigured. He was in a fire act. No, nothing like that. Whatever. He just prefers to have fun in that way. He's not always there, so like half the shows, the entire first month and a half of the show, I just pretty much did it myself. A lot of the times I'm doing the producing while doing the show. Yeah. So it's, but when he's around, that makes it a whole lot easier for me. If we have a thought, it's like, hey, go look this up, show us a clip from YouTube, or man, that's so much more convenient than me trying to like scramble in the middle of a show to try to figure that out. So, it is nice to have him backstage.
Now, who'd you hook up with on In Hot Water? Was it Steve Conti or was it Bobby Tamboro? One of those guys you got to be friendly with, and Bobby's coming on the show coming up, right?
Yeah, he'll be on Wednesday, and what's it? Fred Rubino, he'll be on Friday.
Oh, that's a catch. That's a catch right there. That's a funny dude. That's great. How did you get associated? Like through messaging, direct messages on Twitter, or?
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of funny because I had never called into the show till maybe like February of this year or last year. Sorry, like a year ago. And then I decided to go check out Twitter. So I became kind of a frequent caller. I had heard people's voices, so I knew kind of who they were, just by their voice. Yeah. I knew they had multiple, some people call in and play characters and whatnot. So it was trying to figure that all out. But when I got onto Twitter, I started messaging people and found out pretty quickly like who watches the show and who actually calls in. And then the next thing you know, you're DMing people and saying, hey, I'm Quad Father. How's it going? I'm the goofy guy that calls in and does this. So that's kind of how we all met. And then we started direct messaging, and come to find out there was another show that they were on. So I hooked up with those guys, and we were playing around on a different podcast. And maybe around Thanksgiving time, I decided, hey, maybe I'll try to do a StreamYard account and play with it. And next thing you know, we're the Backyard Boys. And Garrett and Gino are now our like audio drop on our show because they, they kind of plugged us on the show.
Backyard Boys, that's right.
I guess we're like the resident show now, like the In Hot Water fan show.
That's why I wanted to be on, because I knew it was associated, and you know, just the name. The name is really what made me want to do it. So now on YouTube, to find you guys, it's BYB Podcast. That's the channel, right?
Yes, sir. At BYB Podcast.
And what? Same thing for Twitter. It's the same Twitter handle.
No, it's at BYB _podcast.
Okay, at BYB _. That's the difference.
Yeah. Only because that one, the
on.
other one was. Yeah, it was a blast, man. You're hilarious. We loved watching you on In Hot Water and stuff. So
thanks. I want to be back. You know, so we'll arrange that. You know, maybe
absolutely.
I can sneak up on Fred Rubino, but we'll talk off air. But okay, so Derek, Quad Father, Backyard Boys. We are now going to watch a full-length movie on YouTube, and everybody at home's got to press play at the exact same time as we do here in the studio. So why don't you go ahead, Derek Quadfather, and give us that celebrity countdown?
You ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you, Celebrity Comedian, for that Celebrity Comedian countdown. And thank you, Criterion Collection, for presenting this version of Surf 2. The Criterion Collection. Oh, look at that two-faced Janice. What a double face.
Oh, my God. Talking on both sides of his head. Enough with the logos. You all want to get associated with this.
It's a public domain movie, right? Either you polish it up or you just put it on a video cassette. Oh, all right.
Go. Now, this is the opening to the soundtrack. Their main song for the movie is Hell's Bells.
Right. By Meatloaf. You know, I was at Big Ben and I said, whoa, there's Big Ben. And Big Ben said, my name's Ben.
So
right?
sensitive. Look,
so sensitive.
Things to come.
Whoa, wait. I'm taking my 3D glasses off. It's too intense.
It's things to come.
It's
No,
just
but
like,
it never really came. It was his predictions. H.G. Wells. This was based on
never read the book. Is it a book or a novel, or is it like a collection of curios and writings?
It's a book, and it's written as if he was a diplomat. Here it is. No, it's not. Here it is. H.G. Wells, Things to Come. Sorry, Mike.
No problem. I think I know what happens. Jack the Ripper finds his time machine, hops in there, goes to San Francisco in 1979.
Correct. He fits
gets
right
a room.
in.
He goes to Embarcadero, gets a room, and he watches TV, and he's like, modern day television is much more intense than the television of the telly I know from the 1800s.
That was a great film, and I wish it was on YouTube and we could do it somewhere in
every day.
No, what's it called?
We're going into the future. So this movie came out in what, 36? You said?
Yeah, this came out in 1936. It's based off a book that he wrote. It is a book, but it was like the memoirs or journal or diary of an ambassador, like in 2054, something like that.
Wow,
the book does end later than this. Now, if you turn on the sound, you'll find out it's Nice Christmas. It's Nice Christmas. And they're playing this Christmas carol right now. It goes, Christmas, 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 Christmas. It's, put it up. Is it up?
Yeah, it is up. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, M, N, O, L, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. See, there's no L in my song.
Okay, what the L, man? So what's going on is the director is contrasting like the nice, pleasant thing of Christmas to war is coming.
Right.
War is on the horizon.
Hey, so H.G. Wells predicted a war in the future? Good for him. Check that off.
Well, this came out just before England's entrance into World War II.
You're right.
Yeah. So the box office, the first week at least, really profited off of that. You know what I mean? Like,
you know who doesn't profit off of anything so far, Carl? Are the newsies, right? Because the news are on the stands, they're on the bus. Right? I don't need to read it. I nearly got run over by it.
Christmas turkeys are all hanging out in the open air.
Yeah.
The world on the brink of war. See, you're going to see these people holding the signs.
Do you think it's like the last movie we watched? This is an impressionistic movie. So they're holding news instead of saying "Eat at Joe's." They're like, "War's coming."
It's all like, it's over the top.
I get it. I want to hear people talk. It's a soundy, isn't it?
It is a soundy, and it's in the public domain, Mike. Just let it rip.
Okay. Sometimes the studio rats get upset. The mice in the studio.
Yeah. So
right.
This guy is a famous guy named Raymond Massey, and he's known for his thick voice and everything. And he's going to be our hero throughout the movie because we'll see his descendants. We'll see, he'll be an ancestor to the future.
That's kind of cool. So that's how they were able to tell a story about the future, is that it's a man and then his kids.
Right. Now, this guy is the person who's supposed to let us know in the story, I don't give a fuck all about war. A couple of people battling miles away,
Right. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with him. Now, Wells is a British dude, right? Or
Yes.
he wrote this in... So...
Yeah, this whole film is English.
Gotcha. Man.
Oh, come on, it's Christmas. No.
But you're saying it's a British A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, M, N, O, P, Q, R,
I don't
S.
get it. Why don't you say the L?
Because that song is a no L.
Oh, that's the Christmas Carol. It's a Noel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
I learned that from a comic strip.
Look. Now here we have Christmas. And what comes to mind when I look at this scene is Christmas.
Christmas. You know what I noticed?
Christmas.
It's Christmas. Oh, Carl, hey, Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you, Mike. Let me be the first in 2023 to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Oh, Carl, let me be the second, but I'm still the same person to
Right.
wish you Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you, Michael. Let me be the third. How are we doing this math?
Oh, all right.
Is it third time or third? Okay, look how serious he is. War. He's all serious about the war, but he's not a bummer about it.
Well, I mean, the kid has a little war cannon, and
Yes.
the whole streets are covered about war. So
it's just trying to be realistic, like he's the realistic one. Now, the old fogey sitting in the chair, he already did his bit. He's supposed to say, "My, how things have changed since I was a lad. I wonder what the future will bring."
All right. So what do we
Thank
do?
you.
We wait 80 years? Are they going to do animation? They'll see trees blossom and then the leaves fall, then the tree gets bulldozed.
Well, there will be some camera tricks that I suspect are animation, but no, not that way. But yeah, you'll have these long look.
They turned the lights off. Were there candles on that Christmas tree?
Seen that, and it's weird.
Right, because you can't focus other than the fact the tree's going to catch on fire.
Right.
Yeah. Well, here's to a new year and many future years
Of living trees.
Oh, I have a song. Old lang syne things to come. Right? Is that where the phrase comes from?
Old anxiety. I don't know. How do you even say it? Old, A-U-L-D, right?
Yeah.
And then anzine.
Alan Sherman has a version. He goes, "It was a man, his name was Lang, and he had a neon sign. And Mr. Lang was very old, so they called it Old Lang Syne." Alan Sherman, not me.
Yeah, he was my son, the folk singer.
My son.
I love that record.
He did a medley, and I only remember the medley's version.
Okay, so now it's Why are there air raid sirens? And then the guy who was like, war, fuck all war, is like, you don't think they're close, do you? So now we're hearing on the radio.
We interrupt this Ryan Seacrest morning drive zoo show to bring you war. Oh, thank God.
Stay tuned to be very scared. We're going to scare you now with war.
I heard it on the non-visual radio of the present.
Where did you hear about the war? Do you remember where we were when you first heard about it? I was in front of my non-visual one-way communications device.
One-way communicator radio device.
Disseminating the fact.
Doesn't the Brits have like a tax? Like if you have a radio, you have to pay a tax to the government? Like a TV tax?
I don't know.
Teletext?
Teletext machine?
No, like if you had a television, you would have to pay like, I don't know.
For teletext.
Teletext. I can't believe they attacked the war.
Yeah, right. I guess I was wrong.
I can't believe this is considered a movie.
What?
I guess the camera's moving in front of them. That's a good trick. I take it back.
Hello, Dolly. Yes, hello, Dolly.
I feel like as a director, you're just so distant and always just backing away.
What's funny is that's good. Mike. What's funny is H.G. Wells was started to direct this film, and then they were like, "No, you suck. No, dude."
That's one thing.
Writing.
He was alive during 1940, right? 36.
Oh yeah, he was all over this film. He wrote it, and they respected him so much he had to prove everything, and that's unheard of for a writer.
Right.
But when they first started, he was the director, and he just didn't know how to do it, So you guys stand over there. No, okay.
I guess I must have missed it during all the credits, but H.G. Wells himself wrote or co-wrote this movie?
Yes, wrote it. Yeah.
Wrote it.
Yeah, he wrote it. He wrote the screenplay.
Exterior, street. People holding signs saying war is coming. Exterior.
Man, he was mostly science fiction novelization, you know that, but he also wrote nonfiction stuff. And like he wrote this, well, as a book, he wrote it like as if you were you found some journal from a guy who was a diplomat years ago in the ages of old,
Wow, look at this war again. We just got rid of. It's like World War I is coming to England. Can you imagine?
But you're right about that. It's really interesting how when they go into the future, they predict it, but they retain the 1930s sensibility. You'll see what it is.
I know what you're talking about.
System, the manner.
I do enjoy that. I do enjoy seeing what the future looks like, but it's based on what the present was. So, there's shag carpeting intentionally or not, or their airplanes are basically trains that float or whatever.
Yeah, Logan's Run looks like the 70s.
Yeah.
Barbarella looks like the 60s.
Well, that's part of the fun of it, is that it's the now take of what the future is.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch it again, you're like, well, that's the 60s take of the future.
Yeah. So their take is really interesting. They get a few things. Do they get it right? I don't know.
There was another war. Ding, ding, ding.
That one was pretty easy. No, like for instance, you're going to see flat screen TVs. You're going to see helicopters, and there were no helicopters at this time. You're going to see like them making tunnels, and it's like a whirly screw, like things that they didn't have. You're going to see a Segway in it.
Really?
Yeah.
We call those embarrass yourself-nators. You get on there and you feel shame. We predicted the Segway. You don't have to touch the ground. Your sadness will guide you throughout the park tour. Oh my God, that's a Segway.
Well, like you really have to be, I don't know, to be on a Segway tooling around when there aren't any others around. Like you got to feel a little, I don't know, there's something going on there. I'm not saying not saying you're autistic. I'm not saying you're a narcissist. I'm not saying something's going on.
I think it's kind of cool. Like I've seen people on hoverboards, which
That is super cool, though.
but I'm not, they don't literally hover. They have there's a middle wheel, and you kind of balance yourself on it, and you roll down, and it's pretty cool.
It's
I
like
don't know
skateboarding.
if I see a Segway, I'm not going to judge. I mean, it's so old school too. It's like having a TiVo. Check it out, I have a TiVo. Well, okay, that's cool. Look out for those shadows, little boy. Look out for the shadows of war.
Yes, we saw the guy who was fuck all, like now telling his kid, "You got to do your part," and he's children marching around like a soldier. You saw how it cast the shadows.
Exterior show the same scene. Oh yeah, see, and they did go to the tunnel. How about that?
But you see how like their World War II is the entrance into World War One. Wait a second, I think yeah, that's right. The Germany went into World War II in any second now. But you see how they're still World War One mindset with the helmets and
the trenches.
Mm-hmm. Well, not trenches, but this piece of equipment. It's like a super gun.
Do you think those World War One references? It's just over the top.
No, I mean that's their perspective. If there's a world war, we're gonna have to have gas masks. Won't they be using gas? That's their perspective.
I was making a joke. Over the top is a World War One term because you go over the top of the trench.
Gotcha. Okay.
Trench mouth. Trench mouth. That's another World War One term.
Trench mouth. Is that like people would get sick?
You'd be in the trenches and your breath would stink. Yeah, no. They got horrible. There was horrible disease in there.
That's what they're worried about back then. Breath.
Oh, come on, please. Haven't you seen that movie 1917? Aren't you learned?
I did.
It's fucking hell.
I was like, they said like it's going to be all one shot, right? And I was like, oh, that's so pretentious. But when you watch the film, like it's seamless in that way.
Yeah, it's very seamless.
Yeah.
No, they did. It's a really good job. I mean, it's also a journey.
Is a layout for falling bricks area.
Oh yeah, we're not really gonna bomb it. Well, this is cool. Look at these models.
Yeah. Give me that blanket.
Oh.
They're getting gas masks.
This is pretty devastating.
Yeah.
War
is hell, Michael. Look at that scene. War is hell.
Listen, if I had a Things to Come DVD player and I go to the menu, I'll skip the war part. I'll be like, I do not want that thing to come. Skip.
They're superimposing the explosions lots of times. Have you noticed?
Yeah. They tend to, I can't tell if it's the same shot or it's just an extension of a shot. Oh, that guy had a top hat.
I think it's just the same set.
Wow, this is pretty cool.
Well, don't worry. We're going to fast forward to 1966 soon enough. So.
Oh, am I right? Oh, London, 1966?
Oh, yeah. It's got lots of hippies, acid trips.
No, it's like swinging 60s. And like, we saw, what was that, Space Venus movie?
Yeah. The girl from Starship Venus.
The girl from Starship Venus. It was shot in London in Piccadilly Square.
Dead kid.
Oh, no.
Yeah. This is touching the heart.
Wow.
That kid was paid $4.6 million to pretend he was sleeping without moving his chest.
He never received the money.
They destroyed my entire model set. The devastation. So what did the Germans do? They wrecked my models.
Right. Look at it, the War of the Shadows.
Oh, that is a super.
Wow, look at all this footage. They had a boat, Scope Boaty.
Now, look, see, there's a futuristic thing, but what they really did there was sort of took the tanks that already existed.
Yeah, right, synced it up. The music's playing now. Beforehand, it was that, like, Occidental music, the background sound effects, like the bombing. And now it switches to music. It's a pretty well put together film.
Well, you see, H.G. Wells wanted to have the music recorded in advance and then make the film constructed around the music. It was one of the reasons why he was removed as director. This guy named Arthur Bliss did the score and afterward, in a conventional way. And there was a concert suite and it's still like popular in 2015. You know, like the musical score. It's like some college will do it. You know.
Nice. And this are the helicopters that they predicted, the black helicopters, no less.
No, we're still back
Oh, the
in
planes.
1940 right
Oh yeah, there you
now.
go.
We're in the war.
Wow, this
And
is crazy. They must have multiplied the image or something.
now they're propeller planes, and when we go into the future, they'll never leave that. It will see the 1930s mindset. They will always be propeller planes.
Well, don't forget. Did you ever see Back to the Future 2, where in the future we had TV sets that we talked to, and fax machines in every room?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 90s, right?
Yeah, he got fired. The fax came and says, "You're fired."
It's a joke fax, Mom.
It's a joke fax, Mom. Yeah.
Now what we're going to have is a dogfight and a wreck, and he'll land and hold the dying man, and you know.
Man, there's something romantic about dogfights, right? You're up there. The whole point is to kill another man in his expensive plane.
They are, yeah. It is very romantic when you see dogs doing it. They,
oh yeah, they kind of hold each other at a distance. It looks like they're dancing on their hind legs.
Yep, and they're sort of connected, like like a Lego piece. Okay, so here comes the crash. Okay, and roll them. You're acting. Oh, the G-force. Oh, look. Oh, the model.
I know. Here comes another one.
Yeah, it's a biplane.
He's gonna spit on the grave of the guy he killed. Just my finishing touch. I'm a little psycho.
No, they're on the same side.
Oh.
He's going to rescue. Now, there's no way that guy would have survived.
Carl, the plane landed on its wheels. Of course it's going to survive. It was right side up.
Oh, I'm struggling.
The plane pain. The pain of the plane.
The plane. What? Describe your pain. Pain. I just plain pain. Nothing fancy.
Oh, they're talking.
Yeah, it's melodramatic.
That is my guess.
Yeah, Shakespeare. Now,
yeah, Shakespeare. Here we go.
A cute little girl. Okay, and it's the girl that like this guy was trying to bomb and gas. You know.
Oh,
so
no.
Now, right. It's just a local farm girl. You know. Here she comes. And he goes, no. Don't sacrifice your life and give it. I'm dying anyway. Give her mine. And then he'll see the irony in this girl he tried to kill. He's going to die for.
Right. The irony. Thank God this movie was lacking irony.
This movie hits you over the head with whatever shall become of the blah, 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 blah. You know, he just said, why must we murder ourselves so? It's insane, this war. You know, we're going to get a lot of that platitude.
I mean, really, like story-wise, we saw, war happen in London with maybe minimal characters, right?
Oh, I mean, there was extras, but yeah.
I mean, like there was extras, but these guys that are the thread of this movie, they weren't really there during those scenes. It was just war.
It's right. It's like man against the world, not man against a. Yeah. This whole movie will not have there'll be a segment in which a guy's like looked at as a villain. And we'll get to him soon.
Now, do you feel like I haven't read the book, which could maybe the book is like this too? It is a journal, and journals start and then it tells stories and it ends. But is there like a overarching story to this? Is there a reason for me to? I mean, I want to watch it to the end, but I don't want to be disappointed.
You will be disappointed. What we're going to see is a saga of what's to come, and it's not really going to wrap up in a.
The war's over, Carl. 1945.
No, it's not over. It's not over.
Wow, it's still happening?
Yes, that's right. 1955. Still in
15
war.
years.
And look, trenches. You see that?
Yeah, that's right.
In 1955,
that's over the top.
They're in trenches. Now, you'll see some sock hops, and the Fonz has a cameo.
Oh, right. In 1960? This movie doesn't make any sense.
It's 1960. It's Laverne and Shirley and such. Look at that dead guy in World War I.
Oh, he's the Invisible Man. They killed him.
Right. He just okay. So now we're like way in the future, and it's 1966. Okay, and the world is a wasteland.
So much war.
And there'll be disease too.
It's still the news,
Look,
the paper
it
newspaper.
says 4 pounds sterling.
Yeah.
To a person in 1936, they'd be like, "What the fuck?" I mean, that is inflation, you know.
But you know, it's large print, so because they're a lot older now.
I didn't like that when I saw it. It didn't make sense. Why isn't it in a newspaper?
Well, this movie communicates through a lot of signs and a lot of.
Now look at every town. Look at it. Every town is demolished.
Hey, what do you want to do? I don't know.
Same streets we were in before.
Yeah.
What is that? Friends out for night? What do you want to do?
No, go ahead. No, it's fine. We want to clean up some rubble. I don't know. I thought I would go over and clean some rubble. Yeah, me too.
We're gonna do you have a broom? I want to sweep the dirt.
Hey man, I heard there was a band playing at the bowling alley remains. Oh, cool! Really, the band's playing at a bowling alley remains? Thought we should check that out.
There's a rave tonight at the crumbled well.
Oh, cool! I could pick up a couple items from there.
Okay, now why did a sickness come? I'm not sure. I guess from the gas or something.
From war, yeah. 15 years of war.
What happens in this is you get intensely sick, and you didn't intend to get sick. Your intent. You get intensely sick, and then all of a sudden you wake up and spring out of bed and sort of kind of zombie your way. You're in a lot of pain, but you start walking.
What does Dr. Harding thinks about this?
Right.
It was terrible. How many H.G. Wells books or movies have you watched or read?
Well, I read that Time Machine one. I read Leagues Under the Sea, the submarine one.
Listen, I think that might be Verne.
Oh.
Jules Verne.
Okay, I don't know. I'm certainly the Time Machine. Here he comes. He's not really a zombie. Oh, say.
War of the Worlds.
Disease person.
Oh, no, right. I should have wore a mask.
Right. That's where I was going. Now, look at this guy. You see this guy? I think he's going to become our bad guy. I think that's
the one with the hat? The American?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
that guy was hired because he was a name. So what he's saying is, a bloodless shot. Damn it. Why was we shoot each other in the streets? I need to come up with your...
He shot Bob Fosse. 2, 3, 4.
So anyway, the guy who I think is the bad guy is like rallying the troops. Like, if you see a walking zombie, fuck you, shoot them. They got the disease. Anyone with the disease, kill them. And like this will pay off like a decade in the future. But it's a long, painful kill people process.
Look, a zombie, bang. Yeah. When you see a zombie, shoot it. Got it. So shoot him in the head? No, I just did that.
Now, the love interest here, this film doesn't have heroes and such, except for this one guy. This sold to us as a love interest. She's got the zombie zap and the whammy jammy, and she's going to do it. She's going to get up and start walking. There's a guy on like zombie patrol now.
Right. So when you see a zombie, shoot him in between the eyes. Does that stop them from zombieism? I guess.
They're dead.
It's fun.
The idea is stop the spread of the disease. Now,
she's got the zombieitis.
I guess, but she's not really a zombie. She's just like fucked up and in pain or something weird. She's sick.
Walking around the war torn.
Zombieitis. Scramble.
Zombie
scurry.
coming.
And then the doctor will come out like, don't shoot her. Don't shoot her. And then the bad guy will be like, hey, didn't I fucking tell you to shoot these people? And he goes, okay, both. And he does it.
There we go.
It's not the
Ready?
doctor. It's the love interest guy. No! Hey, I'm the bad guy
Hey.
around here.
Right, I'm the American with the hat.
A bloodless shooting again without any gun smoke or
even noise. I think I heard like a cap pop. Oh, look at this.
no man is ever wrecking the ravages. We're not stopping in 67. We'll stop in 1970.
Does things pick up in 1970? Like, do they have houses?
Well, like there's a popular show called The Brady Bunch on, and like the hippies kind of die out in this period, you know.
This is more the me decade, is what you're trying to say.
Yes, I am. Saturday Night Live gets big.
Right.
New Wave is born, although it's not big yet. It's alternative.
I see a lot of Cuisinarts, Perrier water, and running shoes in this scene.
That's a good one, Mike. Cuisinarts. That's perfect timing.
If it's 1970, it's probably like Pet Rocks.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this.
It's
Things are coming
10
back. And there's descriptions of their services, so I know what a dairyman is.
They spent a lot of money on this, and it was over $1 million in American money, but they did it in sterling pounds, of course.
I mean, this is everything in the shot. There's no tricks, right? Do they do maths, you think? Like the kind of...
Well, yeah, like for instance, during the first war that we saw,
right.
like they had the building crumble and fall on people, but it was superimposed.
But these shots with hundreds of people in the square, they're there at the shot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, misunderstood. Yeah, this is all practical.
But no, the explosion part of this. Hey, look, Carl, it's your dad. Your dad's in the shot. Oh, look.
His butt. I didn't see my dad. Did you?
Yeah.
You really did? Darn it.
He was a little baby back then.
Oh, it's your great-great-grandpa.
It's your great-great-great.
You made a fluffy.
It's right. It's your grandfather. Your great-grandfather.
Then they're like, hey, we got a fucking car.
But all the same, that engine...
The only one in the county or whatever.
They manufacture cars now? I guess so. They manufacture tanks.
No. He got
Less than 3 hours
from this and apart from that. It's like a Cuban special.
So we're going to finally go Mad Max in this movie.
No. That would be great.
Oh, the donkey's pulling it. There's no tires, Carlos.
Well, no, he doesn't have gas at the moment.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It is kind of stupid.
You
How many horsepower you got? Are you blind? I got 2.
There's one right in front of me. I noticed that it was like newspaper in 1970s, like, hello, radio news, non-visual radio news. Give us 22 minutes. We'll narrate your film.
Now, that was Ollie Ox, who you saw, and they're going to set him free.
Ollie Oxenfree?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that dome. Was that City Hall?
Back in the day. There's going to be an open mic at the track.
You know, I'll go to William Briggs and be like, listen, Tuesday's kind of dead, right?
Yeah. You guys can do a little business on Tuesdays, right?
Right. Listen, look, there's a lot of foot traffic. There's soldiers marching. There's, people will come in, they'll get a drink. Tony B. Do you know open micer Tony B?
Wait. Do you think that's the same guy who was doing the shooting? I think it is.
He is wearing a hat, Carl.
No, he's like now the local warlord, and he's bullying them. I want my planes in the air. We're at war.
Warlord.
The war's raging on, and
I'm Daddy Warbucks.
Is that as loud as you can be?
Oh no, I could crank this up. It's not my fault. This guy's dull.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be a blustering blowhard, but he's not an asshole. He does his a leader.
So, they got a sorceress?
No, that's just his wife. This isn't the future that you're thinking of.
Yeah. In the future, vampires walk during daylight.
Right. And they'd be dressed up all today. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means, but
I mean, for a post-apocalyptic world, everyone's hair is fantastic in this movie. A lot of
yeah.
waves. Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like they'll always have their 1936 hairstyles. In the future, that won't change.
Right. Michael Richards had the same haircut in Seinfeld. Nothing ever changed.
Wait, holy shit! What
Oh,
is that? There's no
that's
such
what
fucking thing as a plane. What is that?
Metal Bird. Yeah, Mad Max was like Road Warrior. They were like, oh shit. No, it was in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Remember the guy had a whirly bird or whatever?
Yeah, he had a he had an airplane, and they were all going to
Yeah.
take off in it. Remember, there was not enough runway, and so, yeah, that's right. He was so Australian. He was
Yeah, totally.
okay. So the plane's landing. So he's like, "Go arrest them and bring him to me. Who is this person?"
Listen, I'm the war.
Right.
Right.
That's it. I'm the warlord around here.
Yeah. He's the war whore. I don't like that term. It's warlord.
So what he
Don't
Lord
word
of
baby.
Lord of Whore. He is the he has been trying to get planes in the air so he can win this war. And they're all fucked up and they don't have gas but somebody's flying over in a plane. He's like, that's my ticket. Now this is their idea of a totally modern plane.
Yeah, look, there's no flies will hit you in the teeth because you got this mask on. You burp in there, though. It's going to stay in there. Where can I vomit? I've been wearing this helmet for 2 hours.
Yeah, this is his space helmet.
He's got space hair.
Well, he's just old. He's just old.
All right. Ooh.
So this
Who's
guy
that?
comes up and it's like, you're under arrest. They sent this bumbling idiot. And he just sort of walks all over him. And now he's leading him. Come on. I know the way.
I know everyone. Let's follow Space Dad.
Right. You see, that's Japanese, those high shoulders. That was a design they got from Komodo. I don't know what the word is.
All right. Oh, good. They put the camera on the ground, Carl.
Yeah, the cameraman was sick that day, and the H.G. Wells was like, "We're directing.
Right.
We're filming. Let's."
I quit, and I'm taking my tripod. God damn it!
God damn it! All right, we've spent budget.
I spent all this money on these war signs and old broken signs in the background.
Did you see Citizen Kane? I think this will work. I know, but I'm H.G. Wells. I'm predicting the future.
Right. War of the Worlds. That was a big one.
So this guy has not gone to the warlord, and he's going into the professor's lab kind of thing. And now this like bumbling idiot again is like, no, I'm really being serious now. You gotta come with me.
Wow, look at that. That's the dome we saw.
Yep.
He's one man's living in. Oh, I guess it's his office.
He is the whore lord. Yes. Now
He's Biff.
Yeah.
Back to the Future too.
Yeah. Now she is smarter than him. Okay. And she's like queen, but not really because she's a woman and she's not, she's not going to get a chance, but she can advise. And she's saying, stop bullying this guy around. You want planes? Let's figure out what he knows, He comes from a place that represents, what's it called?
The Freemasonry of science.
Yeah,
he's a space mason.
People trying to get civilization back together. Okay.
Well, with secret handshakes.
The name, and he's representing that he's going to have the warlord fall in line. Essentially, they're going to come and invade and shut him down.
Clever. But I think he's a Freemason from outer space.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fez and the little car.
Space. He's not from outer space.
He's from the future?
Do you know this country's at war? At war? Still at it, eh? We must clean that up.
What do you mean we must clean it up? All war. Who are you, I say?
The law. Law and sanity.
I'm the law here.
I said law and sanity.
Where do you come from? Who are you?
Wings over the world.
Well, you know you can't come into a country like this.
When did the Marvel blip happen? The 5-year span?
Marvel blip. What
That's
is that?
2007 to 2012.
You talking about the cinematic universe?
Remember the guy snapped his fingers? Hey, Carl.
Oh, yeah, that was
I actually asked for my money back when I saw that movie. And the manager says, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, I would like to get 2 tickets refunded for Avengers." And he goes, "Well, why, sir? You watched the entire movie?" I go, That movie was about a guy who snapped his fingers and half the world's population disappears. And my friend is still here. I want my money back. It didn't work.
Yeah, but it's not reality. Okay,
I
so
had a
he's
50-50 chance.
Yeah, right. It depends. If you get a manager who's like, fuck this job, right?
No, 50% of my friend would disappear.
Right. Oh, okay. I'm a little behind.
That's a joke I never give up on. Especially if I have a minute to kill left.
And you often do.
Yeah, I come up short. I'm like, here's my strong joke, a little filler. Here's my strong middle, a little filler. Killer ending. And I look, it's like a minute and a half. Well, I better tell that other joke.
So we're missing a lot of, it isn't really plot. What we're missing is blustering. So what's happening is he's like, you're mine now. I own you. You are my prisoner. You're going to help me make planes. And he's like, look, man, hey, it's not me. I represent a whole, new civilization. And if they know I'm here, I don't go home, they're coming to get you.
And who's in the middle? Who else is there?
The queen is there, if that's her real term, seriously drinking this guy in and learning about him.
Gotcha. I got it. My God, Star Wars prequels are more interesting. We will. Look at that. He's like letting it dangle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now, he's got some German insignia. And what it implies is that the Germans invaded the UK. But we never learned who's the enemy.
We're in any town, Carl.
Any town, USA.
Any town. This could be a town in Germany.
Look how good he is acting as a kooky dictator with his wide eyes and proclamations and storming in, right? He's wearing lion skin or some bullshit.
Look at him. Yeah, man. He's acting.
With his feet on the bed.
Hey,
no
man.
would do that.
I'm a warlord. He needs a yacht. If he's a true warlord, you get yourself a yacht, a mega yacht.
They're landlocked in every town. They're landlocked.
Well, they got a crest there.
He's making a lot of sense. She's advising him not to bully this guy and
aerial bus driver. Oh, okay. They left me alone. I could finally do what I came here for.
Well, he's sort of like in some sort of cell.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. They locked him up.
Don't be such a dunce.
So let me get this straight. This guy comes from another place, and he has things that.
He comes from wherever their central base is, Nova Scotia, Canada. I don't know.
All right, I got you.
Right, and they're like building a new civilization. And they're kind of doing it like I wouldn't say town to town, but like area to area. And they're coming in and they're finding out who's the asshole warlord, and they're
kicking the beehive, they're rattling the cages. This would be a great TV show. Every week you go to a feudal warlord city, just fuck their shit up.
And it's some kind of take a story on trying to, and in the end,
things that come to kick your ass and take your land.
Season finale, like the main, best friend dies, like at the hands of the warlord. He loses his wife dies, something.
Right.
You know?
Oh, look at the trenches again.
World War One. Now we'll
Yeah.
see that throughout. There are some predictions they make that work, others that don't, but we'll never leave
Machine
the
guns.
mentality of make bigger machines or that kind of thing.
Right.
Maybe I'm a little underprepared for this one. I did see it 4 times.
No,
My
this is good.
research isn't solid.
Carl, all you have to know is that there are things to come. That's it. That's the research you need to do. Tell me about the
being
movie.
so sharp and having all the answers and blah blah blah.
This is the most descriptive movie title I've ever heard. Yeah, there's things.
Yeah. Now you see how those were 1936 horses, not like our modern horses.
Not like our modern day horses. But don't forget, there was a war from 1940 to the present.
Yeah, but think about that. That's 40, 50, 60, 76 years.
Non-stop war.
Yeah, but then I don't know.
It's never-ending war.
I wonder if you, as a filmmaker, did that. Like, just changed hairstyles to something we've never seen before. Make them wear spazzy clothes. Like would that turn off an audience?
Well, we're just waiting for this guy to finish the speech, but the camera's walking around. There's so many people in so many detailed costumes around him.
Yes, we will
there's
never
that guy
hear
in the
the end
corner.
of his speeches.
I mean, the fire in the room is more interesting than his speech.
Yeah, what kind of the dome, the cracked dome.
Oh, I guess the cracked dome, yeah.
So right now it's like more bullying, like, I want my fucking planes. And then they're like, well, if you want the planes, we need the professor and we need this new weirdo space guy. What a shot.
Yeah, with the smoke in the background.
Look at the sharp nose and the out of focus nose.
You can visualize the 1936 movie trailer, right? There's a cut like that, and then a title card will come up and it'll say, "What a cast!" And then they'll have a little zippity dippity doo.
It's like you were there. We've
Yeah.
seen so many of these films.
I remember I would discover like a movie from the 30s has a trailer, and it's just like clips with like little,
so poorly
you'll
done.
laugh.
This guy was modeled after Mussolini. That's what H.G. Wells did.
Oh, did H.G. Wells realize that Mussolini is a weenie? No, he bit his weenie.
Mussolini's a weenie. Where did you make that up, or did you?
No, remember, I think it's from Life is Hell. There's like a World War II Jingle Bells, or it's like Jingle Bells. Hitler spells.
Mussolini is a weenie.
No, he bit his weenie. Mussolini bit his weenie. Yeah.
Okay.
And
there is this one joke song I learned in the 1940s. They made a joke song against Germany because we were at war. Right. And it was like, when the Fuhrer says we is the master race, we heil right into his face. Have you ever heard it?
Spike Jones? Yeah, I have heard that.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah. That's Jones.
It's funny. Okay, so this guy's like, no, I will not help you. He wants a gas and he wants airplanes. So it's just bullying. I don't know. It's even a little boring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is, at least there's a story to this.
Well, is there? It's very detached, and one thing doesn't lead to another. I don't know. Okay, H.G. Wells conceived his treatment as a news story meant to display the social and political forces possibilities. He had outlined in his 1933 book, Escape of Things to Come, a work he considered less a novel than a discussion in fictional form, presented itself as notes of a 22nd century diplomat.
Gotcha. Have you ever seen Cloud Atlas?
Yeah, horrible.
But that was like past, present, and future.
Yeah, well, that's not nice to say horrible. It wasn't horrible. I think I was confusing it with Fountainhead.
Oh, the Fountain. Yeah, Fountainhead and Cloud Atlas, two different movies. But I hear you about that. Yeah,
Because I think she wrote a book.
Ayn Rand wrote The Fountainhead, right?
Right.
And Darren Aronofsky directed a close to 3-hour movie based on it. But Cloud Atlas was a novel, by a different author, and I attempted to read the novel like I always try to do, and I made it through like at least the first chapter. But it's basically different periods of time where the same actors played different roles in each time period, and they have different makeup, and it's all connected, man. Yeah.
So
but I can see if you're not. Yeah.
No. He's just blustering, and he'll continue to do it. This film drags its ass in the middle here.
She's great. She's been either bored or interested, or that's it.
And you can see behind her eyes, she's thinking.
Yeah.
Not Blondie here, right?
Well, no, Blondie's doing her part. Just waiting for him to be quiet. Can we have a seat at the table where there's not billowing smoke behind me? It's very hard for me to eat these oysters.
Now he's railing against books. This guy is Mussolini.
You could tell Wells is like, fuck you. And we shouldn't pay Wells royalties. Who's with me? Oh, what a terrible future.
Queenie's out of there. And where does she go?
In the
to
basement.
The source. Yeah. It's a very civil conversation and very reasonable. She should be the warlord.
Well, that's a good point. So, but isn't he like out to break heads, warlord heads, and bust up shit?
No, he's out. He'll do that because the job has to get done. But no, he goes to places and reasons with them, and, I'll cure your sickness. I will, he brings civilization.
Getting rid of the sickness will just stop the bloodless bloodshed on the streets.
The non-firing killing guns.
Pow, pew, pew. Oh, all right, pew. Oh, I got pewed.
Oh, that's my cue to fall down.
Right. All right, so she's bargaining.
Yeah, well, she's trying to. Right now, she's not bargaining as much as she's explaining herself. Why she's like wants to learn about him and everything, and like what he represents is a life outside these city walls and an end to poverty and.
Nice.
So she's like, I'm willing to deal, but I don't have the power.
Oh, so she's bargaining with this guy. This is really interesting. Also, there's 17 steps behind her. I counted.
17 steps?
Isn't that interesting?
Well, it's very compulsive of you.
2, 3,
4, 5,
6,
7, 8. Get out of the way. 9.
9. Oh shit! 1.
Oh, I was almost there. I started to sweat because I ran out of. I could see I was going to run out of fingers to get. To
Thank God there were 21 steps.
Oh, that's those astronomical. 1, 2, 3, 4,
4,
5,
6, 7,
8. Stop. 9, 10, 11.
Oh fuck! Oh, do you count the mezzanine as a step?
I do. Yeah.
Interesting. That's so interesting. This movie is so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you count? Okay, he says,
He's
so
drunk.
you've come for a diplomatic mission, have you?
Parlay. Parlay.
Look how he's staggering a little drunk, and he's still Mussolini. He's got the trench breath.
Trench breath. That's right. There you go. Trench mouth. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, look,
This
I don't
ends
think
today.
I don't think this is. This isn't good, man. I mean, it's just.
You know, I appreciate that they're going for it. They're going for broke because there's been Nostradamus movies. Maybe I could find it on YouTube, but there was one from the 80s, early 80s. Nostradamus predicts, and I think Orson Welles hosted it.
Okay.
And they had someone play Nostradamus, and at the end, it's like there's going to be a war, and if you happen to be in New York City during the month of September, stay clear.
Stay inside.
Yeah, stay inside.
Get in the basement.
Go to New Jersey. Just say it. But it was like
Is it
too
a
soon?
full-length movie?
Yeah, it is. It was like Nostradamus says, or something like that, or like in the wake. There was these popular books, and I guess this is the template, the things to come, where it would be like, oh, what was it? The Chariots of the Gods. Do you remember?
I remember
these
that.
Yeah. And Nostradamus had his predictions. The movie 2012 with John Cusack was based on Nostradamus' prediction that was the year the world would end.
Wait, I thought that was the Aztec calendar.
Well, I think he ripped off and never gave him credit. Yeah, maybe it's the Aztec calendar.
Look how he's helping them fix the planes now. He knows how to work a wrench and shit.
There's a lot of money invested in all this stuff, like the bayonets and this mechanical stuff.
You think this coon skin cap came off a coon? Raccoon.
They they must have like eating raccoon meat. Or he must have just got it at the Disney store that was destroyed in 1952-6. The Davy Crockett hats.
Look at this.
I'm barnstorming. Too bad the barns are a piece of shit.
Oh my goodness, they've done it. We've got a working plane. We do.
Next up is the Dance on the Wings for the audience below. Ooh.
Look,
all right. What year is this now?
No, this is the civilized people. It's
interesting. Look at how advanced technology. Soundless recording, noiseless recording.
How it is just like their idea would be what we have today, but like souped up, bigger and better.
Right.
It's, they're on that step ladder. It's
junk displayer. So he's the head leader.
Well, they're like, guess what? What's his face didn't check in. Just like the guy was threatening to the Mussolini. Posters in the main. Okay, so this is about like H.G. Wells' degree of control over the project. Like it's unprecedented for a screenwriter. Like posters in the main title bill the film as H.G. Wells' Things to Come, with an Alexander Korda production appearing smaller. So that the production company itself was littled to his name. He was the famous name. Wells had no control over the finished product, really. It's just there were many scenes shot and truncated, like he was all over its production.
You've got hostages? Better than to shoot them anyway. There's that chap Harding. Of course. He's got to tell us what to do against this gas. We're going to have to pull his arm off and knock
Okay, so futuristic costumes worn by citizens of every town with the rigid shoulder extensions were patterned after Keitaginu shoulder cloth of the Japanese samurai. This film's released in U.S. 1947. That's a long time after. It would be a double bill with another H.G. Wells inspired film. Now, what they're loading here is called Happy Gas. Now, what they're loading up here on the plane, Mike, it's Happy Gas. It's the opposite of that World War II evil gas that'll kill you.
This is peace gas.
Right. This is peace gas. Okay, so that's H.G. Wells' way.
But left is right then. Right is wrong.
So Mussolini's blustering and says, get in your planes, let's go. So now they're going to fight whoever the enemy is, okay?
Which are those future guys that are going to crush them?
No, not the future guys. Like the other warlords.
Gotcha.
It's like feudal Europe kind of thing.
No, they know these guys have the edge because the other feudal warlords may not realize future guy is going to get them.
They got gas? What sort of gas? I know nothing about gas. Tell us about these masks, anyway.
How quaint. A 1970 gas mask.
Blustering.
I know. Why do I feel like I'm in Springfield from The Simpsons? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's modern.
That is a very modern model.
It's available at FAO Sports, second floor.
You know it's a real shot because it's going through clouds. You can't fake that.
Oh, I know. And the string was like, it looked like it was dangling and not hovering over it.
See, H.G. Wells predicted in the future string technology.
Right. In the future, model planes will represent real planes in movies.
Did you see how the dials were big, like barometer and clock? Right. So it's like, if we saw it today, it would be like some sort of float screen with little boxes and, you know,
like those weird reel-to-reel computer database machines that are that spin around. They were in the future.
They sure were, buddy. What is this? Come, a rave against you. So we're going to have this long sequence. Now, It's so 1936 because they're going to deploy by parachute. You know, it's just...
Aren't you supposed to say, like, wow, this is great imagery, the black and white and the clouds?
Yes.
And the...
No, you're right. It's fun. And it's...
But it's dull.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to... It's a comedy show. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Propellers.
All this movie is missing is The Rock as Black Adam. Like, if he came, he
was... Perfect.
Yeah. That's the opposite of practical effects. A movie like Black Adam, where everything is possible, so anything happens because everything is just CGI.
That's right. Everything is CGI, so you could do anything. We've come a long way, like you and me, buddy. I mean, from what we can see. I remember the first time I ever saw, there was, it's a practical effects world, right? I'm watching TV, and there's this Budweiser truck. And it morphs into a sports car, a Budweiser logoed sports car. I fell back on my chair. I mean, like, how can you, what kind of sorcery and magic do these people possess? It was like one of the first computer graphic things I ever saw that like tricked me and I believed it.
Right, sure.
I remember going to see Terminator 2 and the guy morphed into, he turned into liquid and like what kind of world?
I felt that with the Abyss too. Like that was just pretty nuts.
Yeah.
There's some movies now that I see and I'm just amazed by how the special effects work and like stuff I've never seen. But for the most part, like all this is just practical. They really had to build this with the smoke and the extras.
Right. They really did. Now, there's only one person that the gas kills, and it's Mussolini.
Warlord.
Yeah.
Oh, look, long live the chief.
Long
And he's
live.
dead.
No, that's Chef. That says Chef.
Oh, long
He was
chef.
very popular. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of food around, and this guy could work miracles.
They never really got newer episodes of South Park, so they really were fans of the chef. They just didn't know.
Oh, true. Look, it's so they didn't predict anything here.
Oh no, this is what we do. We walk out of a diner and jump out of an airplane. Art Deco. We jump out of an Art Deco plane.
Art Deco. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's literally right, but I mean,
It looks more Space Invaders, I guess. Maybe they predicted Space Invaders. Okay, everyone stand still. We don't have CGI, so you have to be in the shot and you have to lay still.
we don't have CGI. Here they are.
They're tied up for the last 10 minutes till we got the sun right.
Let me feel your head. Let me take your pulse.
I'll put my arm around you.
Hello.
Hey, I'm free.
Hello, comrades.
Are they new people wearing the suits, or
It's the people from Futureland, from Civilization World. Ah, pity the poor chef. Look at him laying there.
man?
His kind will never learn. Looks like
Great.
Futurama.
Oh, everyone's like, "What? Is it lunch yet? Is the commissary open?"
I feel great.
Craft services is here.
Hello.
I was promised a toy if I return a gun.
Everyone get up now. You have your toys. All right, now here
Okay.
we have the official council, and we're going to have his vision of the project.
This is at an Apple store.
Right. Now, let's listen to his
All right.
proclamations of the world to come.
It's going to take forever. They got the last warlord.
Yeah.
Warlord.
That's what it is. Wings Over the World is the name of their organization.
So it's over. So wow.
Wings Over the World. Wow.
Or
What
I guess
a
what
title.
what
Wings
of
Over
the-
the
yeah.
World. What? Yeah. It was the great. Wow, it was perfect for
was perfect.
marketing. Can you
So
just call
we're-
it Wings Over World? Can you just
No,
call
it has to be the world. God damn it, our acronym.
Okay, so now civilization will come to every town. And what that means is industry. So we get models. They make models.
But they're mining the lands finally. They're stripping the earth at last.
What they're going to do is they're going to take these raw materials and turn them into a beautiful every town. Now look at this 1936.
Right.
Why would
This-
you need a plank of wood?
I like the long staircase that device had. This is like the peacetime workings.
Right.
No longer are we see tanks and airplanes.
Exactly. We're seeing gas that turns the rock into mush or something.
So is this a thing that came or went? The hand musher. Look at that. I don't think we have that yet.
Whoa. That was practical. Okay,
was
so
not
my
practical.
friend is trying to patent a wheel musher. What'd you say? A hand mush?
Yeah, like a hand. Oh, I guess it's one of those cranes.
But it's a long process. He's got patent pending.
Oh, I see.
This looks like the Matrix a little.
Oh, inside like Zion.
Yeah, those creepy.
Yeah, they come out and they like attack your real life. You're not even in the Matrix when they attack you.
Right, you're in the real life. This is off limits. You have to have some boundaries, machines. We'll fight you in the...
Yeah. You built a battle, war world.
You know, I hate you fucks, but I gotta admit, this is the greatest game ever. Okay, so now we're gonna get a lot of montage. A lot of montage. We are gonna get so much montage.
I have my
turbines.
Turbine, yeah. I have my best of 80s electropop soundtrack.
This would be perfect for it.
Yeah, right? The whiv so fast. Yeah, we're just missing Giorgio Moroder. Okay, I'll take the stairs, the ladder.
You were just going to see montage of
stairs and ladders and.
Now you saw Metropolis, right?
I have seen Metropolis, which is one of the public domain movies this year.
Yeah. That's right, 1927. Before filming started, author H.G. Wells told everyone who'd fucking listen how much he hated Fritz Lang's film Metropolis, 1927, and how he wanted them to do the opposite of what Lang, who he called Lang, and his crew had done.
H.G., listen, you know my name is Henry.
He asked director William Cameron Menzies to avoid patterning the film after Lang's. Menzies nonetheless drew a great deal of inspiration from it, and he admitted this lengthy montage depicting what we're watching right now.
Yeah, look at that. That's crazy.
He says it owes a huge debt to that 1927 film.
To be fair, this is like halfway during the film. We saw like civilization crumble and become warlords.
Right.
And, then we see what the future
Reason,
is.
Technology.
Do you remember that SNL bit where Bill Clinton is trying to get votes and it's Phil Hartman and he's in a McDonald's and he's explaining warlords to a guy and he's using the fries. He's like, I see a note, or he takes the chicken nugget and warlords. I always say that. It's a good bit.
Please send me a link.
Here you go. Sure. Do you have a Peacock account? Then you're fucked. If you're not.
Now, is this interesting? Music recorded at the Scala Theatre, Charlotte Street, London, England, which is also where the final performance of the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night was shot. Is that interesting?
Yeah, I guess so. I think I saw that movie. Yeah, I remember the scene.
Alexander, you do remember the scene?
Yeah, this was when they were in that weird warehouse. No, I guess not.
I don't. I know A Hard Day's Night, but
You don't remember when they walked through this factory?
No, it's a studio.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I thought it was like leftover sets.
Music recorded at the Scala Theatre, so it's a theater. I'm not at the top of my game this show.
Oh, it's fine. This is more educational. We're learning about things to come.
Yeah, I'm feeling for the poor audience. So that automated "we're building a house" is actually very okay. Here we go.
Sorry. So this is 10 more years.
2036.
2036. All right, so 13 more years.
Right, and all the people we saw before won't be there anymore. And that's why one of the reasons I don't like this film. But we'll see the descendant again of our family.
Is it Mussolini's
It'll be
descendant?
The same actor.
You guys killed my Mussolini dad. Wow, look at this. This is pretty Metropolis. Those tubes are terrible, man. If it breaks down, you're fucked.
Now, I was wondering to myself, is that like the tube we use to send messages in office buildings?
Oh, right, those. Or like when you go to the bank teller.
Right.
The drive-through.
So that was something that business used to do when films were black and white. So maybe. Right. Okay, now, we've got this modern world and this technology world. So what's this guy right here? He's going to be our new bad guy. And his name is Theopolis.
Ooh, subtle.
And yeah, he will bluster about how fucked up all this technology is, and we need to go back to just being people, the good old days.
All right, we got you. Stop holding up the wall.
You're holding it up from the day. You're right. So the dike sprung a leak, and
Right, yeah, stick his finger in.
Yeah, he was on duty. It's your civic duty if you live in the town. You know.
Well, he kind of screwed up. They're like, no, your finger, stick your finger in the. He's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed.
So, like, that would be a good bit, man. Like the guy, it's your shift at the dike, and like to the left, you plug a hole to the right, and then right by your crotch, a hole pops, and you're like, what am I gonna do? You plug the hole.
Yeah. Ride of your life.
Okay, so look how every town has changed. It's totally a shopping mall with those two.
Yeah. There's the movie house. There's the
There's
massage.
Logan 5. There's Jessica 7.
Right.
Hi, I represent how children are the same forever. And now we're going to get like, that's why I don't like this film. Some totally new guy, and he's the old wise. He's going to just talk to his daughter. And look, they're looking at New York in 30s.
New York in 1925 is so funny. Yes, it was before Thanos snapped his fingers, and here we are today.
But Daddy, how did it survive without anti-dye machines?
Daddy, why is there a TV channel of old buildings?
Yeah. Look at the flat screen TV. They predicted that, I guess. That's what the internet wants to. Look how modern it is. You could see right through the seat.
Well, they predicted television was around by that point, 36.
Yes, it was. But of course, it was the cathode ray. So it was a curved, glass. I mean, there was a tube, and there's nothing flat screen.
You have all chairs are translucent.
Yeah, that's right. In the future, so I can see your ass, honey. When you sit down, you freaky girl, I still see your ass. I made up a new chair.
Did you fart? No, it wasn't me. I don't know. I kind of see little Steve. Little do.
There's a little, it was a little moisture. Like the glass clouded up.
Okay. All right. I will never sit on a translucent chair just for that.
See, I got her little 1930s dolly.
Right. Well, those are evergreen. So what else is on TV? Can I change the channel? No.
Yeah, really, please.
You finally have a TV.
Daddy wants to watch his stories. Okay, so in general, this movie was extremely well received by British critics. At the box office, however, it was a disaster, failing to garner large audiences after its profitable first week in cinemas. You see, it blew up the first week. Everyone was so into it.
And then bad word of mouth.
Done that.
People were at the water cooler that Monday, and they're like, did you see that stinker? Things that come. Stinker, huh? I was going to take my sweetheart. Actually, sweetheart's my candy box. I bring my own candy.
The movie drew huge audiences upon its opening in New York City. Advertisements for this movie mentioned that large crowds continually flocked to the New York City's Rivoli Theater from 9:30 a.m. on opening day until the ad went to press 4 days later. The initial interest in the movie wore off.
Look at this phone, this video call.
Well, he's watching a broadcast. Theopolis is like gonna. It's not like a phone. It's like a little TV.
They don't have like a glass tray to put your keyboard underneath the desk, and then like a glass cabinet where you can put your computer box. And
Look how
then,
they're not wearing pants. He's got his
I
legs.
know
crossed.
it. Look, he's been crossing his legs the whole time.
Well, you don't want to
Oh,
see
he's
his
wearing
feet.
safety shorts. Strike a pose.
There's nothing to it.
Jump. Come on, Superman, jump.
Yeah, right. With his cape.
Cape.
At least they're like doing clothes that look different. At least not the
Right.
hairstyles, but
They're closed toes croc.
you got Crocs.
Everyone else has like normal shoes.
Oh,
Oh,
Dick
two-way
Tracy,
radio.
Dick Tracy.
comeAND, Dick Tracy. So this has to be half matted. Like they have to. I don't think they had all those people there at once.
So what is going to happen now is we're going to have the people who are trying to, they're in charge of the technology. And one of the things they're doing is they're going to send a spacecraft to the moon. Now, it's not going to land on the moon. It's just going to go around the moon, just like we did. And this has no idea what we did.
Any animal is going to be in that satellite orbiting around?
No, it will be two people. As a matter of fact, they're both of the daughters. We'll see. Okay, so then there's Theopolis, who doesn't want it, and he wants the launch stopped, okay, because he's against technology. Now, what's interesting is they don't do a rocket, they do a space gun. They're just going to, pow, shoot you like a bullet to the moon. Okay.
That's kind of cool. So you have like a cartridge, like a bullet spaceship, and then you just
it's a mega cannon kind of looking thing, and humans are in a capsule that gets put in like as if you're stuffing a musket.
They really did that. They spent so much money to build a space rocket, a cannon, and do it once.
They made a space gun. They made a space gun.
Does it look like they've used it before? No, it's the first time, right?
It wasn't smoking.
I'm saying like it's one of those one-item kitchen accessories you don't need. Like, does it mash potatoes at least? No, it shoots a bullet ship out into space.
Now look, here is Theopolis, and he's being projected as larger than life here.
It is kind of cool how throughout the years they use different technologies.
So look, here he is in the studio, and you see the iPhone there?
Yeah,
iPad?
the iPhone. Yeah.
So
this guy has the Zune.
Yeah, he's watching the iPhone too. That man is being heard by millions of people. Let's hope they don't heed his, but they will, and they'll like riot to go kill the space gun. So their plot is, let's shoot the fucker right now. Let's shoot it.
We do it now. Any questions? Yes. What are you wearing?
How do we know the gun's pointed the right way? And
what if they overshot? They're gonna shoot them around the moon. The moon.
Yeah, you see, they're gonna shoot them around.
It'll do like a
slingshot them. No, but seriously, that's what we did.
We didn't build a cannon.
No, we didn't. But I'm saying the first time we went to the moon, we didn't land. We slingshot.
Right.
Perhaps ignoring the fiction part of the science fiction movie, scientific contemporaries criticized it on scientific and technical grounds. The Journal of British Interplanetary Society insisted that the space travel depicted was unfeasible, as a space gun used to launch these two citizens into space would require greater force than the human body could strain. The space gun moved opposite to the physics action. Well, I'll say that part when we get there. Like the way they do it in the movie, they sort of cock the gun and let it go, like as if you were pulling back a slingshot.
Sure. And it ricochets out of the Earth and into the outer stratosphere.
But they're saying that the way the gun fires doesn't. Okay, I'm going to read it. The space gun moved opposite to how physics action reaction explains the system would behave if there was such a thing as a giant gun launcher. The movie depicts the barrel moving downward against its base, then slowly moving upwards, like it's spitting out the rocket ship. If taken literally, that amount of barrel travel at such a slow rate would not move the ship out of the barrel. A ship launched by explosive effect out of a gun would have the barrel moving downward simultaneously.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. There's recoil, buddy.
Right. This, they didn't do it. They pulled it back like a slingshot and shot. Instead of like shooting and it bounces. Yeah, like recoil.
And there's no sonic boom around this shopping mall that like breaks all these tubes and shit like that.
Doesn't it look like Logan's Run? No, there's no repercussion. They're doing the fucking space gun, Theopolis.
Hey, are there even any stores in this mall? They obviously don't have wallets or pockets.
They don't have money. They everything.
Purses.
If you're hungry, you can be fed.
Right. Need a seat. Let me get some lucite.
Look, what we got here is the naysayer again. War. You know, he's the same guy in his pantyhose here, and he's saying, you kids shouldn't fly into space. It's dangerous. That'll be his whole message. I don't like this.
Hello.
Did you turn the sound off again?
Maybe. I wanted to hear what you had to say.
Okay, never mind me.
I'm a broken man. I don't know where honor lies. You haven't got things right, Parkwood. Our fathers and our fathers cleaned up the old order of things because it killed children. It killed those who were unprepared for death. Because it tormented people in vain.
It didn't kill people who were prepared for death.
Because it was an ugly spectacle of waste.
An ugly spectacle of waste.
There's nothing wrong in suffering if you suffer for a purpose. Our revolution isn't abolish danger.
That's what my wife says.
Right.
I'm suffering here, you fuck. But it's for a purpose, these children.
Well, the gun's in urgent danger.
Oh, shut up, child.
The gun's in urgent danger?
Going to the space gun now. They're going to break it up. They say it's the symbol of your tyranny. And their weapons, bars of metal. They can smash delicate apparatus. They can do endless mischief. But you have a traffic control. Can't they produce the police? Very few. We've nothing but the gas of peace, and it isn't ready. It'll take hours yet. We must hold this crowd back at any cost for a time until the gas of peace is ready.
Oh, here we go. Some family drama.
What's that rumble noise?
There's a riot at the food court.
Oh, it's Rock Against Vetoes.
Wow. Yeah. What are they doing? They're gonna climb that? They gotta knock it over?
I don't really know. That's not the space gun. The space gun's sort of like out in the field on its own, you know, sort of like sort of looks like Arizona desert kind of place. And they're all gonna flock there. So I think they're just getting rallied right now.
It must be the Arizona desert because they're all wearing shorts or like short shorts.
The dude on the right, the guy talking right now,
yeah,
he has great legs. Check him out. See?
Yeah, they are really great legs.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, which reminds me,
I'm
having
a heterosexual. All right.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you first.
It reminds me I was going to have chicken tonight. Go ahead.
What is that white? That's dark meat. That's dark meat. No, I was just saying, like in a heterosexual way, I think his legs are pretty sexy.
You've
Look,
researched this movie? Ooh, heliocopter.
There was no such thing. So this is the one thing. I mean, because flat screen TVs, come on, did he just have a TV that's flat? That's all. They're on the.
Sorry, I'm singing the theme to MASH. Go ahead.
Now everyone can. That's not the theme to MASH. You said
I believe it is.
You do. All right, let's hear it.
Coming up next, man, another MASH. All right, I don't know the song.
You do. That's what you're saying.
MASH will return.
It goes dun 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 dun, right?
Yes,
Dun, dun,
maybe.
dun, 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 dun. Okay, there is Space Gun.
There's the space gun.
Yes, and it's intimidating. And when I look at Space Gun, I feel manly.
Do you? I don't know. I feel really defensive about that. Do you know, like
It
they
is a
must
very
have?
threatening gun.
Yeah. If they do shoot it off, there's going to be like birds dropping out of the sky and like
Oh,
cows being tipped.
it's terrible. Okay, so there was no fucking chopper. So I mean, sure, Leonardo da Vinci had drawn it, so maybe it came from somewhere. But you know the concept.
Sure.
But they didn't have choppers, so that thing blew people's minds.
And this is the first helipad at a casino. Thanks for coming.
Yes, your room is ready, Mr. Lip Schwartz.
It's future tyrant, future warlord.
Okay, so now they're gonna like a stuff in a musket. They're gonna get into this capsule and then it's gonna get stuffed down the gun. Star Trek. They predicted Star Trek.
Right. Ooh.
Ooh,
They're gonna get-
up.
Wow, yeah. I guess those are cool, that glass elevators.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talk about like 80s, I guess, and 70s hotel architecture. But you go up and you can look down at the lobby before you get to your room. Before you get vertigo coming out of there.
That's what high anxiety. Remember that?
Well, that's the famous San Francisco hotel that has those glass elevators, and you go up and the actual, you know, the when you go
Is that
outside your
on
room,
YouTube? Okay,
it's a lobby.
they're going.
Okay, it's all balcony, so it's all real when you go up to your room. So it's scary.
Ah, you were scared?
I was a
real-
little. I had the
Okay.
hotel heebie-jeebies. I had to call the hotel detective. I thought that was a hotel ghost. You know, the usual. And then winds up I was
love
living in the hotel.
hindsight. It was so funny because he was scared of heights. So the doctor just diagnosed him with high anxiety. It's so stupid.
Yeah. I know, right? I like that movie, though.
Now that's a dumb bullet because this is dumb.
All right, so they're going to load the dum-dum bullet. They don't have a bottom chamber or anything? They have to stick it up there? It's a cannon. I get you.
Okay, so here comes the crowds. And through some method of technology, Theopolis will get to speak to our hero as if they're standing next to her. Look, you see that sort of microphone thing he's holding? Maybe that's the explanation.
So they could talk over a ravine.
Turn it on again.
With our court of life, we don't judge you your artistic life. You have safety.
This is basically HQL spouting off, you know.
Which might be more fun to read.
Yeah.
To come?
When you make your feelings strong, seem peaceful.
We bluster.
We don't want this expedition. We don't want.
They don't want this expedition?
Right, they don't. He wants to shut down technology.
Are they anti-Luddites or Luddites?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's a Luddite?
There was some dude who was like, he hated technology, and people were like, no, you gotta like technology. So this is a phrase like anti-Luddite and Luddite. All right.
Okay,
finally.
so they're Luddites. They're against technology. Did I say it backwards?
I don't know. This is the second time I've had this conversation, so I'm an idiot.
Okay.
Right.
The script or film treatment and selected production notes were published as a book in 35, reprinted in 40 and 75. An academic edition annotated by blah, blah, blah was published in 2007. The script contains many scenes that were either never filmed or no longer exist, although the extant footage also includes scenes not in the published script. So he wrote stuff they didn't shoot, and they shot stuff he didn't write.
But this is all grand scale stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we saw war. Look at this. This has to be like maybe some matte paintings or whatever, or models, but it's really cool. A lot of people.
The art design guy was like the brother of the producer.
Oh, I was gonna say his name was Wells. I saw that in the credit.
No.
Do you know the Time Machine, one of the most recent versions, was directed by the grandson of H.G. Wells.
Oh yeah, I think I did hear that. That's interesting.
Yeah. The Guy Pearce version.
Now this director, I haven't really talked about him, but he did okay. This guy was really a production design person, and he created the job title production designer. Look, you see how it didn't recoil, it spat.
Well, I can't hear you from the explosion. Meanwhile, in outer space, a new neighbor joins us.
Yeah.
As Space Bullet 1 approaches our atmosphere.
Now this is our big end.
Really?
In which it's going to be like, what shall become of us? What path will we choose? Destroying technology or embracing it? It's a wrap up to. I don't know. See, they didn't start out the film asking that question. This film wasn't done well.
It wouldn't be fair if the people, their ancestors, asked that question, and the film ends with their, future
guys asking the same question.
Same question, yeah.
You got to listen now. It's public domain, Mike. It's public domain.
All right, conquest against beyond conquest. It's just the whole pontificating, this whole movie.
Yeah, now this movie, unfortunately, it starts at the beginning and goes to the end. There isn't a thematic.
Let's
through line.
There's no through line. I think this movie just likes the sound of its own voice.
Yeah. Here comes our big end. He's like, we're just animals.
Little animals. Little animals. If we're no more than animals, we must match each little scrap of happiness and live and suffer and pass.
But
no more than all the other animals do or have been.
But
yeah, and there's a big but.
Now he looks up when he says the but. So are we going to be animals or are we going to be an ant?
He's still talking.
Which shall it be?
Oh, is this the end? The astral music?
You see how you had to ask, is this the end? Because the
film... Well, it was.
Yes, it was the end. Because the film doesn't take us... It doesn't give us a story. It doesn't start with the beginning, have a middle act, and go, this film sucked. It looks nice.
I'm sorry, I'm waiting for the chord. So you do not like this movie?
No, I think this movie was poorly done. I think it's extremely interesting.
Yeah. I mean, there's some great graphics and great imagery, and the fact that the use of extras, and you always hear about film history and how they spend so much money on the scenery, and you see it. You definitely see like every penny spent on screen, but there's no through line, as you say. Like it's nothing crescendos. Like a lot of generational movies like this, like Cloud Atlas or something abstract like that, they have a reason for it, and his reason is that war is bad.
It's a good example, Cloud Atlas, because there was a story there, and these different time periods related to each other.
Right, and it was about war. I mean, a lot of it was about war, and the future was the effect of war. All right, yeah.
Toilet green is people. I remember that scene. He was in the nut house and he just walked.
Oh, I gotta check that movie out. I gotta try to pretend to read that book again.
Oh, you haven't seen that film? Tom Hanks is.
Oh, I have. No, I have.
Okay.
I seen it once, and it's interesting. It was of its time, I guess. Carl, wow, things to come. Gone.
Our next movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's about a Fantastic Four convention. Things to come.
Ah.
Yeah. All right. I should have used that joke during the movie. Carl, the movie's over, and we are going to be back next week with a brand new movie. I should ask you.
I texted you an interesting film called The Lathe of Heaven.
Oh, all right. The Lathe of Heaven. All right. Carl, we'll be watching Lathe of Heaven next week on Mutiny Radio, as we are on every Sunday at 2 p.m. See you next week.
Let's watch a full-length movie on YouTube with Mike Spiegelman. Hi, this is Carl. I'm Mike's friend. I wrote this song. My turn-ons are satin sheets and the way champagne tickles my nose. I love to pee outdoors. Listen, you should follow me on Twitter. It's Jokes to Carl, the French duh, not the duh.